Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night's messages of love from above. It is Thursday night, right? It is. So, welcome, everybody. I'm excited for the messages that are going to come through this evening. And before we get started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So, if you'd like to join me in doing that, I, of course, welcome that. Whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join together outside of space and time and send love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Just let that love flow into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the planet, just circling the globe in beautiful, beautiful, unconditional love energy, sparking each and every heart higher and higher and higher in that love vibration. The most powerful love in all this realm, the unconditional love. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love energy in this moment for your heart, for your mind, your body, for a situation, a relationship, a loved one, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Let's take it in like a tree or a plant takes in the sunlight from the sun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for allowing me the space and for joining me in doing that. Those of you that did. And I am excited to, like I said, see what messages are going to come through. Before we get into the readings, though, I always like to make sure everyone knows every Monday I have a drawing where I give away at least one 30-minute person recorded reading. On Tuesdays, I'll put out a video announcing what I'm giving away on the next Monday. And so here's the video for that. Next Monday, I'll be giving away an extra giveaway as well. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in doing that. And then also, right now, for the month of July, I'm having a 50% off summer sale. Crazy Zen summer sale on my Hedges of Peace and Love. They are half off. And then also my personal recorded readings as well. All that information on that is in the description box of the video, as well as how to book a reading or a hedge if you are interested in that. And then each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. And this week's was how can I transform my anger? I like it how Spirit talks about, we it's not wrong, there's no right or wrong in what we feel. We actually come here to experience lower vibrational emotions, but when we're ready, we can transform them, and that's what that is about, is how we can transform anger. And a little pick a card there. And then also we have a weekly Take 10 with Zen series that I started 5 weeks ago. And episode 6 will be out tomorrow, actually at midnight tonight in about 5 hours. But these are all videos that are 10 minutes and less that talk about how we can connect to spirit, how we can understand ourselves more deeply, and where I also answer questions for my subscribers. So if you're interested, check it out. The last two, episode 4 and 5, have been about fate, and sixth is about is our death fated, our death date, right? So, dun dun dun. Be sure to check it out. All right, I think those were the main things I wanted to mention here. So let me get my desktop all set up. I'm just going to take a picture here of the chat because sometimes it's been disappearing um, off and on here. So let's grab that. That way, better safe than sorry. All right. And let me just do the pop out here and do live. All right. It looks like it saved it. Yay. All right. Sorry. So, for those of you who are new to my channel or new to these free readings, how the free readings work is I do go down in order, first come, first serve. For those, there's no special list. The chat is the list. And if you don't want your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading and or per guidance. Spirit knows what you want, and that's the most important one. And then we'll pull cards for that. If anyone makes a donation, like Maria, thank you so much. I did receive your donation. You did it perfectly. So anyone who makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I will prioritize those readings and step outside of the free readings, and then also pull more cards for those as well. So I dive deeper. And then when I'm done, I return back to the free readings and work my way down the list. I'm usually on for a couple hours, so I try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if you do want to make sure yours is completed, a donation of any amount I will honor. I don't have a set dollar amount because I know everyone's finances change from person to person, day to day, country to country, um, planet to planet. So I get it. So I just honor whatever is given, and you can use the super chat down below or in the pinned comment and the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. So you can use any of those. Venmo and Cash App don't charge any fees currently. So if you want to use those, just know that those don't charge anything, and I get the full amount, whereas the others, they all get their share too. All right. So that I'm going to be using the Good Tarot this evening, and I do have a variety of Oracle that could make themselves known here too. But we'll start off here. And so thank you so much, Maria, for your donation. I appreciate that. Let me just stretch this down a little bit here. And so we'll start with you. And you're wondering what you need to know going into your new job. All right. Let's take a look here and see. Congratulations on the new job. Let's see what they want you to know. Okay. So you got those. All right. And that one, evidently, or those two. All right. Well, let's take a look here and see what little journey is unfolding here. Okay. All right. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. We like those. All right. And I like those. So the first card that comes in here for you, Maria, is the patience card, which is the temperance card, which I get why they're having this come out here because you like to be the expert. You like to be like know your job, like boom, right? And they're saying be patient with yourself. Allow yourself time to, adapt and learn and grow. It's you'll be on top before you know it, because that's who you are and how you are. But be patient with yourself as you go into this new position. Uh, don't beat yourself up. Allow yourself time to learn. Give yourself more than a week to be the top, individual. I like it. And then you have the Fool card here, which ending of old cycles, beginning of new cycles. The World card is the last card in the major arcana. That's what that one is. And the Zero, the Fool card, is the first card in the major arcana, which is this new adventure, this new journey. Allow you to have this, not so many expectations. Both of those cards together, being both major arcana too, are allow yourself this time to learn and grow and have this, adventure that you have with this. And again, not being hard on yourself, not having a super, super high bar for yourself. Allow yourself this grace, allow yourself this time for this adventure to come in here. I like it because you do have the King of Fire, King of Wands, which does show you do have the ability, you have the fire, you have the drive. you're able to really command a lot of stuff. And I like this about being an observer in the beginning. Allow yourself to take the steps, hold off on process improvements, trying to help them improve things. Just go with the flow for now, because this King of Wands is, before you know it, boom, 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 boom. You're going to be, providing. I feel like it's like entrepreneur energy, which is like you own the business yourself. Like, I feel like that's like your personality anyway, where you take on a job as if you owned the company. You treat it that way. You are, you know, um, you look out for the company, you look out for the bottom line. Like, it's act as if you own the company. I think that makes sense, you know, where you, um, go about it as if every dollar is your dollar, every action is your action, and you take ownership of that. And that's good. That's not normal in this day and age in a lot of places. So they will appreciate that, but just give yourself time with that too. Allow yourself space to learn. Give yourself a month. And then boom, you can go. And I say that because you've got the four of air, peace of mind, and the four of swords here. I feel like that's where the four is coming in. Allow yourself to have peace of mind for 4 weeks, and then after that you can start, you're taking over of the company. Because you will, here with the messenger of fire, which is the knight of wands. It's one of the fastest moving knights, and you will have the energy. You will move forward. You will, progress and have that. But allow yourself this time. I'm cracking up because they're just like, give yourself 4 weeks. Come on, just 4 weeks, and you'll do good. I like these. You have the star card, so there is this, there's a balance energy with this too, but you've got two major arcana on the side of it too, which this is like wish fulfillment, wishing upon a star, and the high priestess to trust your gut, trust your intuition, allow yourself to step back, see things from a higher perspective, look, behind the veil, dive deep, but trust your intuition, trust your gut as you're going through this too. Um, and but I feel like the big one of the big messages is you're gonna be fine, you're gonna do great. Just allow your time grace like everyone else to learn. Don't be hard on yourself. Keeps on coming around there. Then I do want to pull a psychic tarot oracle here for you too, to round out your reading here. All right, let's see what comes in here. Yeah. Material harvest. So this is one of the, again, a hermit kind of card, but this is about abundance coming in here. And let's see what comes in. Yeah, it's the Nine of Pentacles, and says one of the laws of the universe is what you sow, you reap. And this card states that this is your time to reap the harvest you've worked for and so rightly deserve. This last physical card denotes self mastery, self sufficiency, independence, security, and the art of enjoying what you've strived for. You've done the hard work, learn the lessons along the way, and use them to prosper in all areas of your life. So the number nine also means endings, not that good fortune necessarily stops, but do honor yourself as you finish up or celebrate the completion of projects. This would be the perfect time to look ahead and use the wisdom you've gained to think about what else you want to achieve. Consider smart investments and ponder ideas that show profitable potential. Congratulations on your success. You've earned it. So, again, this is telling us that you do have abundance in this new position. Trust it. You've learned it. You've got nothing to worry about. Just allow all the lessons you've learned in the past that you will apply them. But again, give yourself time. Give yourself time. All right. And that's what they have for you, Maria. So hopefully that helps. with any concerns you have going in there. But um yeah, like I said, they're just like, before you know it, you're gonna be like the expert for even over people that have been there over years, because that's how you roll. So that is what is coming in there for you, Maria, for this new job coming in. So I like it. Boom, boom. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. You're very welcome. All right. And I think that's it for the donations to start off. So we will go to the beginning for the free readings. And we got new love. Hello, hello, first of all. And what do you not know about yourself? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here. I don't know. You're pretty self aware. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. Do you realize that you're impatient? You're like, "Ah." Well, this is actually temperance is what it really is. You got justice and temperance, balancing, the balancers. Um, I like this. What do you not know about yourself is that you balance things more than you realize. I like this. You are more patient than you realize, maybe even over patient. I feel like there's this, um, you know, awareness that um, I feel like you have, like I said before, that they're just like blah 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 blah. Um, you are really self aware, and you know that you're patient, more patient than some, right? And that you have this balancing, you have this higher way of looking at things, and you've cut away a lot of your fears. But I don't feel like you are giving yourself enough credit for how much work that you've done and how far that you've come, because you've been with yourself all this time. And I feel like Spirit is saying, a trip down memory lane will do you some good. We don't normally want to live in the past, except when we look back and see how far we've come. Because we are like on a spiral staircase in a transparent cylinder building that we're going up these stairs. And when your eyes are always open and you're always with yourself, you don't realize how far you've gone because, you're constantly with yourself. And so your view of everything is constantly changing as you make your way up that you know the stairs. But if you started at the bottom and you closed your eyes and they blindfolded you and you went up 5 flights of stairs and suddenly they took off the blindfold, you'd be like, "Whoa, holy moly, look at I've gotten this far. Whoa," you know. And so they're kind of like saying, if you can look back at who you were a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and you're not the same person. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know about yourself, that you not don't recognize right now is truly how far you've come. It's even more than you thought. So if you look back and you're just like, wow, I really have, things that used to irritate me don't irritate me anymore, and I'm making different decisions. And just look at if you have journaling too. That's the eye opener. Is because I used to journal like all the time, and at one point in my life, I um, glance back over 5 years, and you're just like, it's not even the same person. So I like that for you, new love, and that's what they want you to know right now. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you. And Dijona Sturgis, you are up next. So you want to, whatever comes out, what does Spirit wants you to know right now? Let's take a look here. I swear, I swear, Dijona, don't you get like this 8 of Cups, like almost every reading? I know this came up, I think, in your personal reading too, but I just feel like you get the 8 of Cups, which is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you and people that no longer serve you. You're headed off into wish fulfillment, and here is the Star card. It's one of The 9 of cups, the 9 of water, where they're headed off to, is the wish fulfillment card, and here is the other wish fulfillment card. There's, like, 2, and this represents where you're headed and what you have. So, you are letting things go. You are headed off into this wish fulfillment, and I like it because you are making space for wishes and dreams to come true in this energy that you're not investing in others anymore. Again, it just feels like you're getting this permission to let people go, to let relationships go that no longer serve you and move on and move forward in that. So that's hilarious. But that's what they have for you, Dijona. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right, LA. Hello, hello. I just looked. I don't see any alarms. Is this really your question? I'm kind of unsure. You're so funny. Whoop whoop. Okay. So LA, you want to know, what did Nelson think since you reached out after all these years? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. What's interesting? The first card that came out here is the call, the judgment card, which of course is this higher calling, but I feel like, they looked at it from a different perspective and they're like, what's happening? What's going on here? Because the magician card is this energy, it's the um, master manifester. It's this also fiery type of energy. It reminds me of the Ace of Wands, which is like wherever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. But it feels like, I don't know, there's just this looking at things from a different perspective. I feel like they are in a different place in their life and they're investing their energy in different directions in their life. So it feels like, I don't feel like theirs was like this spark of passion, or their heart leaped. I feel like it felt more, um I don't know. It feels like with that the calling card here, they're in a different place, and it's like, you know, it's the feeling that they're giving me is like, someone from grade school. You bump into them, and you're like, well, we're not the people we were in grade school anymore, and so they look at you as someone new almost. That's what this magician energy is showing, is like, I know you, but I feel like like they feel they've changed so much that there's just like a disconnect in a way, if that makes sense. Where it's like they have a connection on who you guys were back then, but it's almost like that's an old character I played in an old movie, but I'm in a new movie now. And so with you coming in, you're being introduced as a new character in their life, if that makes sense. So they're looking at you almost with fresh eyes and, with remembering the history, but they were like, that was a while ago. We're definitely not who we were before. So hopefully that makes sense. It just feels like they're, um, with the judgment card, it's funny, they're not judging. They're just like going, okay, well, that was us then, but who are we now? And they're kind of just have this openness about it, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in, LA. So interesting. Many blessings to you. He is from grade school. Okay, well, there you go. Hmm. I love it. All right. So Lynx Lee, you are up next. So who is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. Who does Spirit want you to know is coming towards you? Oh, LA, I crack up. Spirit loves talking to you for sure. All right. So we've got this kind of holding pattern going on here with the Hanged Man here, which is the one of those slow patience cards, which is about seeing yourself in a different way. Um, so they're like, rather than talking about who's coming your way, they're kind of talking about, in the meantime, while you're waiting for someone to come here, it's important to look at here with the 8 of swords. This is a good card to get because swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the 8 of swords tells us that you're becoming aware of what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have blinded you and bound you and kind of made you feel trapped in the past in regarding to love and relationships. And you're transforming here. It's usually, this reminds me of like a cocoon hanging upside down, and you're going through this transformation. You're cutting away some fears and beliefs, those small t truths around relationship that have been rooted in fear of losing conditional love, fear of failure, fear of rejection. And there's this beautiful flow. So you have been doing this. You're being asked to see things from a different perspective. Allow yourself to be free of some of those because the more of those that you let go, the faster things move forward. Because otherwise, we've got all this restriction of thoughts and beliefs about who and what and love and me, who am I supposed to be and who are they supposed to be and blah blah blah. It just clogs the flow of relationship and love. And if we don't like let go and cut away those things, then we're going to keep doing what we've always done and getting what we always got. We're like, we're done with that, right? We're ready to raise our love vibration and bring in a different type of love that you're more is more deserving of you and that you deserve. So I like it. I like what's coming in here, but this is like a little just reminder that, there's a pause that's going slow. It's going to be a while, but it can speed up the more you raise your love vibration by, releasing those thoughts that no longer serve you, those emotions that no longer serve you, that are rooted in those fears and expectations around relationship. So that's what's coming in, Links Lee. So that's what they have right now. So many blessings to you. And Divine Goddess, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have a few donations. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Luna Ray, for your donation. All right. Uh-oh. All right. So was Terry's post about the capital S? Dun dun dun. Let's take a look here and see what they have to say here. Thank you for your donations here. You know, we've got the temptation card here, which is the devil card. I feel like they've got a lot of shaken going on in their life here. And we've got the 4 of wands and the 3 of wands, which does tell me like they've got this, kind of changing of direction that they've taken before with whatever happened in the past. I wonder if I feel like at one point with the 4 of wands, they were either engaged to be married or engaged to be engaged to be engaged, or they had a lot of thoughts and beliefs around it that they've kind of have they took a different route, or some stuff came to light in the relationship, whatever thing they had in the past, and they've made changes here for a different direction. If that is S, then that would be yes. But I feel like I almost feel like the post that they made may not be like about a specific person, but more about what they learned in life or what they're aware of, if that makes sense. Because the 9 of earth, the 9 of pentacles tells me that they've been working on their own worth in relationship to the outside world and feeling solid and solitary in a way. So it feels like they've been doing a lot of reflection about their worth. So, I don't feel like it was like um pinpointed at to point out the person, but I feel like whatever this was, it was more about it feels like a proclamation of what I learned. And yeah, maybe there's some subconscious stuff of if this was the person that it's like yeah, yeah. Um yeah, not yeah, I feel like it's like it's a proclamation. They didn't mean for it to be private. I feel like it they wanted to proclaim something about themselves, and I don't know what the post was about. It just feels like it's a freedom post of, you learn things in life that, people will kick you when you're down and you got to stand up by yourself and do 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 do. It feels like that kind of a thing of where subconsciously they're like, well, if they happen to read it, it'll be a zinger at them, but I don't care because I'm proclaiming it for me, if that makes sense. So I don't I if that so you say it makes sense. So I feel like that's what was coming in there. And then thank you for your additional donation. You want to know, where is Terry at in regards to your relationship moving forward? All right. So let's take a look here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. These two. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So got the page of air, so page of swords. So new thought, new belief, looking at things from a different perspective, which with the rest of these cards, this is good. This is them cutting away fears from the past and ready to move into new ways of thinking, new ways of approaching things. And I like these three that came out together. Cause well, love, we like this lovers card, the love card coming in here. So this is a positive sign, along with transformation, death, and rebirth of the relationship, taking it to a new level. And the Eight of Pentacles, another, I mean, talk about moving forward. This Eight of Earth is about having put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears and the work, and things moving forward in the outside world. So if you guys have been investing work and energy into relationship, into your interactions, this would represent moving forward in that as well. And if that didn't do it, then we also have the messenger of water, the knight of cups, emotional movement as well. So these feel very much about energy right now of emotional movement, and all these feel positive direction. It doesn't, feel, um, any, I don't feel any negative energy around it at all. We've got the Two of Pentacles too, which they're balancing their outside world, which I like coming in here because it feels like with whatever happened before, it really threw them out of balance. Um, but I like that they've learned so much, and I like where it's headed here for sure. So positive things there. I know, yay, balloons. Wee weep. So I like it for you, Luna Ray, and thank you for your double donation. I really appreciate that, and I'm excited for where this is going. I feel like I want to give you another card. Do we want to chance it and have another card? I feel like I want to pull an oracle card for you, but only you're like, okay, yes. So I'm gonna let you choose it though. You have a choice 1 through 5. So I'll let you choose that one. Well, and I'm gonna take a sip here. Number one. All right. Well, that is the Psychic Tarot Oracle. So let's take a look here. Hey, love 1 2 3 4. Yeah, I actually got the email through. Wow. Let's take a look here. So, Luna Ray, what's your final message here? All right. Yep. So you do have the obstacles and challenges, which the 5 is it's a transformation type of card, which is what we like to have there. Oh no. Don't scare me, love 1 2 3 4. I don't know if I want to look. All right. So this card represents the obstacles, power struggles, and challenges that you must face in order to overcome them. So this could be a difficult period to get through, but it's not impossible if you open your mind and see the bigger picture of how something went wrong. So don't get caught up in it. Just pause and stand back for clarity. Observe where adjustments are required or which decisions may need to be changed to enable you to move forward in a positive direction. Life really is all about learning, so don't play the victim. Take the knowledge you've gained from this experience so that you can apply it to similar situations in the future. This card often comes forth when competition is around you, whether it's in your personal or business life. It's an excellent time to think creatively and ask yourself, how can I make myself shine above all the rest? So I like it, with all of their working through things. I feel like this is you as well, that you're seeing the obstacles that you have had to overcome and allowing yourself to transform those. See them as things that helped you grow rather than looking at them as bad things that happened to you in the past. Looking at these obstacles happened for you to learn and to help you grow and to develop your skills that will help you with this relationship. So, any triggers that are coming up from the past, you know how that goes, right? Where um, someone does something that feels similar to someone else and we're like, "Ooh," all this stuff comes flying back, but it's not them, it's the past. And allow yourself to learn from what you had happen in the past, but don't hold them responsible for what other people did. So I like this. It just feels like there's this learning going on both sides for both of you, which is always, Spirit always says that they agree one of the hardest classrooms in this planet is relationships, and they don't come without, you know, I don't want to say conflict, but when differing, we'll call it differing um, viewpoints come up, it's to be open minded and go, where are you coming from? Well, this is where I'm coming from, and you're able to work through things that way. Okay, very good. Beautiful. All right, and that's what they have for you. Thank you, Luna Ray. You're like, okay, okay, we will allow them to be themselves. All right. And many blessings again. Thank you for your donation. And love 1234. Thank you for your donation as well. And let's take a look here. It's not too crazy. Okay, I will read here. All right. So question number 1. So you've got 5 questions there. Is it just 5? Let me see here. Okay, very good. All right. So number 1, what are their energies at this moment? So we'll start with that one here. We're going to do one at a time. So here we go. Oh, okay. Yep, same old, same old. We got the king of water. I like that they're balancing their heart and their mind, but they've got a lot of emotional confusion, that they're figuring out. And we've known this for a while because, they are working through with the temptation, the devil card, their past shaking of their old beliefs and thoughts and mindsets and those things of the past. And we've got this, they see you here, this energy. The queen of fire, they always see you this way as someone that's just so connected, like it's almost other earthly, just your how you pick up on things and know things, and they notice it. They definitely see that there. But they also like the fire that you have and your ambition, and so they see you as this, that you're a go 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 getter, right? But we know that they're going through this stuff already anyway. So this is just continuing. They're working it out though. That's why I like seeing the king of water. They're really getting this balance of heart and emotion as they're going forward. But they do see you in here, king of water and queen of fire. Fire and water, psh, psh, a lot of steam. Steamy. All right. So that's what they have for you for that one. And then number 2, Take a look here. So long term, this is based on current energy, of course. Yeah. So of course we got the Eight of Fire, so passion. They definitely want that, but they also have Ace of Water, Ace of Cups. So new love, higher love, and transformation too. Death and rebirth. That they definitely want things to um, go through a rebirth in the future. They don't want to just keep things as they are. They do want to. They have these feelings of upgrading it over time, but again, going back to the that they're dealing with and working through some of their own fears, old thoughts, old beliefs, old pains, and busy, busy, busy. I feel like like they know you understand because you're like they feel like that you're always doing something, you're always going. That Queen of Fire, I just see that they're just like you're constantly on the go, and they feel like you understand how they're always on the go as well, and they like that, um, which you understand most of the time until where you're like, wait a minute, I want some time now. So I get it. All right, and then number three, we kind of already answered that with that eight of wands there, but let's take a look here. Okay. Oh yeah. Wow. They're in their head a lot about it. Let's see, I just want some clarity. Okay. Okay. I like it. Because, like I said, the first three cards, a lot in their mind. There's a lot of mind around this, even though it's physical type of sensual energies, they're in their head a lot about it and they have peace of mind. But the three of air is like the fear of disappointing. So they've got a lot of they're in their head. I feel like they're trying to be creative and they're trying to get their head around things, but they fear like they'll disappoint. So I don't know what's going on there. But we've got the Nine of Water, which is wish fulfillment, and the Ace of Earth, new experiences, new things in the outside world, um, in the physical world. So I feel like they really like all this, but I'm trying to okay, I think you're getting what I'm trying to say in a nice YouTubey way is that they don't they just don't feel like they don't want to disappoint and that they want it feels like you not that and I'm trying to say this in a way that it doesn't sound like they feel like you're experienced and you have a great imagination and that your boundaries are not like you are open to a lot of open-minded in a lot of things, and they're just like they're trying to understand, are there boundaries? Where are the boundaries? What's going on? And am I like almost feel like they am I prudish? So I don't know. It's funny, but that's what's going on in their head. But definitely the Nine of Water, emotional wish fulfillment. So they like it. They're just there's some fears there, but there are also a lot of imagination around everything. So if that makes sense. Okay. Phew, okay. All right. And then number four, of course, apply my disclaimer around medical, of course. So be sure to check out the disclaimer in the video description. And so, how for the next 6 months? Okay. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. All right. Very good. And we got the Six of Wands, victory, um, It's the victory, and it's funny, it's got 2 6 cards. So you've got the 2 sixes, 6 of, wands usually has, like, a victory wreath, so it's victory, balanced energy. 6 of air is movement of thought and belief and mindset, but it's, a solid movement from choppy waters to calm waters. Of course, you get a wish, dream come true, balancing energy too, and the 10 of earth, abundant physical outside world. So don't feel like there's anything to worry about with all of this. It feels very flowing and very balanced. All three of these, 6 of air, 3 swords on each side, 6 of wands, 3 on each side. Star card normally has 7 stars on it, which represent the 7 chakras. So you could look into balancing your energies, making sure all your centers are balanced and you maintain rest and, you know, even listen to chakra balancing music or whatever you use to balance your chakras, do that. But the 10 of earth is a great card to have. It's like overflowing abundance and fullness. So I like that. And then your last question. Oh, I know it's coming up here, right? So let's take a look here. Yeah. Got the 7, whoops, I'm sorry, the 7 of earth, which is 7 of pentacles. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. The 9 of air, the 9 of air is represents, fears, insomnia, nightmares, the fears, right? So while things are unfolding, if you focus in on fears, what do fears do? It drags things down. So they're saying trust that things are unfolding, and things will the fruit will show when the fruit is due. But try not to focus in. Let the fears go. Look at what fears are coming up and why you fear them. But don't miss a lot of energy in there. Instead, focus. Do you still have your alarm on your phone going off? Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Because that's what they have focusing on there. And we have the 7 and the 9, right? What's in between there? August, right? So I like that. Let's see, anything else around this at all for August? Yeah, page of air. So changing your mindsets, how you're looking at things, look at things from a higher perspective. New communication though, too, with the pages here. There. Isn't that great how that works? Yeah, and you have the 10 of water. So, one of the other big cards of, abundance and overflowing, where you are the happy Buddha. You're happy, happy, happy. So, it feels, just very happy and abundant, there, so, yeah. The gratitude alarm just allows us to focus on living in the moment and living and loving life, right? So, but it looks all good there. And do want to pull an oracle card for you. So I'll let you choose between 1 and 5 for your final card. You are very welcome. And then I think Joe, you are up next. Let me see. Yeah, so Joe Kenzo, you'll be up next. All right, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you would pick the spiritual ink blot test. It's the path of the soul destiny cards. I call them the spiritual ink blot test because they're fractal imaging. And so, whatever image you see in the card is a special message for you. And then I will pull from, I'll read from the book as well. So, here you go. And you've got card 26, I think. See if I can get it close enough here without a glare. Beautiful, right? So it's card 26, and we'll see what that is here. So it's called the third eye. So the third eye rolls your psychic abilities and clairvoyance. And although every human is born with the ability to see beyond the known, it does not mean they always access it. Your intuitive gifts and abilities are very strong, which with that Queen of Wands, we know that. And when this card appears, it's because you are ready to move to the next level in the development of your inner seeing. Uh-oh. Intuitive development is important for your growth at this time. Expanding your gifts not only benefits you, but also aids those who need the guidance and support that you can provide from source. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Yep. The X-Men. It's like you're becoming an X-Men. But, I like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to put on my metal helmet to keep you out of my head. I'm just kidding. But I like it. It's beautiful. So that's what they have. So thank you again so much for your donations and, many blessings to you. Much love. All right. So Joe Kenzo, thank you for your donation. Yeah, you absolutely can have a general reading. Let's take a look here. See what spirit wants you to know right now. You're very welcome. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got coming in here for you. So, Joe, it looks like here you are really in this invitation to really uh, dive deep into who you truly are and what you truly want in life. The Hierophant, being a major arcana, they can be like a spiritual teacher type of energy, but there is this invitation to understand who it is you wanna be in life, truly, like capital T truth, connecting to your heart, connecting to your, purpose in life. So it's like you're at this place of going, "Which way do I go? Which way do I go? What do I want? Who am I?" And the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups, she rolls over water with the king, but all queens are given a second portion of water, which makes her the master of emotion, a lot like the high priestess. So we've got this energy here of deep spirituality and this invitation to dive deep and find out who is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to do? And connecting to your heart allows you to see that. It gives you the clarity of your high heart. How do you uniquely want to share the love in your heart with the world in your own unique way, not trying to fit into what everyone else is saying you're supposed to, should, need to, have to, but what is it that brings your heart joy? What is it that makes your heart feel full? And do more of that. Head off in that direction. See what else they got here too. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely hear it feels like this has been going on a while with the Messenger of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles. You've been in the search for your worth in relationship to the outside world. And because all knights have a quest, this night quest after the Ace of Pentacles, which is looking at who am I, right? Like we're talking about with the Hierophant. And we learn through the process of this quest that when you define yourself by the outside world, you feel unstable. Your self-worth feels unstable because we're taught define yourself by relationships with people of all kinds, situations and things, and all those things outside are unstable. People change, they pass away, they walk away. Situations like jobs and education never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen. So eventually we realize, when I define myself by all that stuff out there, I feel unstable because that's retail price. That's not self worth. Self worth you find turning inward and upward to the capital S self worth. And I feel like this is a quest that you're on and trying to find out who it is you want to do and what you want to do. And I feel like you're at this precipice here with the 10 of swords. Usually the 10 of swords has someone like laying down with all the swords stuck in their back. And it's a great card to have because it represents that they're not dead, they're exhausted, sick and tired of trying to live up to everyone's expectations and they're all contradictory and people letting us down and disappointing us. And we have all these rules. And the Fool card comes in. It's the first card in the major arcana. The last card is the World card, which is ending of old cycles. This is you. The 10 is endings and new beginnings. Here's the new beginning. So, and the Full card is even a new beginning that's free of a lot of expectations and supposed to be's, should be's, need to be's, have to be's. This is like a new child when they first come into the world before they learn what everyone's saying with the praise and the punishments, right? Before they understand what no means, a child is just like, wow, the world is my oyster. There's such an adventure, and I don't have to be contained. And so I feel like there is this time in your life right now. It's really determining who you want to be, what you want to do, and getting rid of a lot of these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, all these popular opinions that you've been inundated with your entire life on who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to be with, how many children, how much money, what I'm supposed to look like. We got a lot of freaking rules out there, right? Well, I feel like this is a time of freedom for you where you are ready to let all that go. So it is definitely supported by spirit. It's time for you to step out and celebrate who you are and not feel like you are in a cage anymore. So I like it for you, Joe. I'm glad you, yes, boom, boom. So there we go. That's what they have for you right now. And I am liking it. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then up next, we've got SSP. Thank you for your donation. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So, will you be able to succeed in your test in August? You're welcome, Joe. Yeah, all right. So, we'll look at that first here. Is there success? All right. And then, will you get your dream job after this? All right. Number 2 question. Let's see here. So, they want that one and that one for that. And then, how is your boyfriend feeling about this? Okay. I do want those 2 and that 1. All right. We will find out what's going on in there. All right. So, first of all, you're going to be able to succeed. Yay. So, you got the 3 of water, which is the 3 of cups. Joy, joy, celebration. We like that. So, you definitely have the possibilities to succeed in your test. The the advice that spirit gives you is the 5 of air. Of course, we have to talk about thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, and the brain with this test coming up. The 5 of air represents mental conflict that goes on here. And they're saying that if you go into your tests with your like calm and not in fear, you have access to your brilliant brain. Everything you're studying, everything you're doing is being stored in this beautiful brain that we have, right? But when this human body goes into fight or flight mode, if our little child self feels unsafe or out of control and scared, it throws out our thinking part of our brain. It throws out the compassionate, loving side. So what's left is a 2-year-old with their pet cat, is how I usually reference it. And and we don't want a 2-year-old and a feral pet cat that hisses at people taking your test, right? You can just picture it in your head. A little boy sitting there with a cat, and the cat's pointing, "No, no, choose B." And you're like, "Okay, that sounds good." Like, "No, I don't want my test in the hands of them." So what you can do is, um, to keep yourself, if you feel like yourself going into fight or flight mode, you take deep breaths, it helps us come back to our brain because that's who we want. The one having access to this beautiful brain is who we want to have to take the test. So, meditation, calm, whatever you can do before you go take the test, be in a calm state and breathing exercises, while you're taking the test, just stay calm and realize you have total possibilities to come out of there with joy and celebration. So trust that you have done all the studying, you're prepared. Just make sure you have access to the brain that's prepared and not the 2-year old. So I like that. And then, will you get your dream job after this? All right. I see here that you do have powerful, powerful energy behind this. You've got this is the judgment card, which is normally your higher self calling you to this place. And with with these 2 cards, I feel like you will get your dream job after this, but I feel like your dream job is going to go through a little transformation because I feel like you're connecting more to your higher self and what you truly want, not what you've been told like you're supposed to and should and need to and have to and must do. But the 2 of air, the 2 of swords is like standing like at a decision point in your life, and there's this energy of close your eyes and open your heart. And I feel like with the 2 of air and the judgment card there is this um alteration, because we have a lot of fears of I gotta do what everyone else is wanting me to do or thinks I'm supposed to. I don't want to get rejected, blah, 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 right? We have this fear of rejection, fear of being punished or losing people's support because when we were young, that's what happened to that 2-year old, praise and punishment to make it do what you want it to do. Well, now there's like this decision point in your life where you're like, well, I could do what everyone is saying that I'm supposed to do, but what's in my heart? Where do I truly want to invest my energy? Which is what we have here with the 10 of wands, the 10 of fire, investing a lot of energy into something, but it's an ending and a new beginning. And I feel like you're going through a period where you're really, removing a lot of the wands, a lot of the area that you've been investing all of this energy of yours, and you're zeroing in on your passion and you're deciding what it is you want to do with it. So when you're talking about your dream job, we're talking about your true dream job, your high heart, what it wants, what makes it sing, what makes it feel full. Yes, that's the job that you can get. You might be bumped off course if you're trying to live someone else's dream and not your own. Then no, that you're going to have some obstacles because your little child self is going, no, I don't want to do those things. I want to do what makes our heart sing. So you might have an alteration of that, if that makes sense. And then how does your boyfriend feel about all this? Oh, I like it. 2 of cups, Buddha, 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 Bubba. So I feel like they are supportive of this here because they have the 9 of earth. They like this feeling of this is like independence in the outside world. They like how you feel this way, like you have this sense of yourself in relationship to the outside world with all of this. So I feel like they're supportive of it. They love you, obviously, with this here, and they have the ace of fire. There's this passion and they see this within you. But here is this what I'm talking about here. You have the 10 of fire. This is the ending and this is the new beginning. I feel like they know there's something else that you'd rather do than this, and so I feel like they would support you in that too. They just want you to enjoy and have a fire in your belly for life, and they're excited for that for you. But kind of feel like they get you. I feel like they know you, and they're like, "Is that really what you want?" And if you've been answering, "Yeah, that's what I want," da 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 da, da, you might just take a step back and go, "Hmm." So when they're asking me, "Is that job what you really want?" Because maybe there's something else that they see that you really have in your heart. But I feel they're very supportive of you around all that. So that's what's coming in for you, SSP. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. I think that's it for my donation. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top. And we had left off with Divine Goddess. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video to. Something free that you can do, and it helps spread the Zen love. So thank you guys so much for being part of the love tsunami and helping the channel grow as well. I really, really appreciate that. All right. So, Divine Goddess, love life in the singlehood. Let's see what they want you to know here. Yeah, we've got the 6 of Pentacles and we've got the 2 of Air. 2 of Air, like we are just talking about, is like at a decision point in your life, and I almost feel like you'll have like a choice to make. There will be someone that seems logical, but there's someone that if you close your eyes and open your heart, you'll see a decision that can be made here. The Six of Pentacles does talk about maybe a tendency to overgive. If you check out, I had posted earlier, and you can see it in my playlist on my main page too. The Take 10 was Zen around with episode 5, or it's 4 or 5. It's one of the two around fate that talks about this energy of the Six of Pentacles, gives some tools and some awareness. So I really strongly urge you to look at those two. They're like less than 10 minutes each, but take a look at those because I feel like they'll give you tools to help transform this and to lower some barriers to allow the love in that you're looking for as well. So that is what they have for you, Divine Goddess. So many blessings to you. Right. And Shri, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have a donation that came in. Thank you so much, Aprilia, for your donation. You're welcome, SSP. All right. Hello, lovely. All right. So, what are Sarah's, the midwife, actions towards you? She's blocked you, and so you gave her a letter. Oh, no contact or communication. Okay. Yeah. Let's take a look here and see. What are her actions towards you? And of course, we're going to get nosy because that's what we like to do. For you, I'm being nosy for you on what's this. Oops, what's all this blocking going on here? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we got 2 fives coming in here with asking about what are their actions towards you. So there is this change that's going on here. We've got these emotions. Um, the usually there's 3 spilt cups and then 2 cups behind, and they're focusing on the 3 spilt cups and the 5 of earth. These are feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, lack. So I feel like there's all this energy here where they feel like they were lacking. And I feel like we talk about this a little bit because there's this energy that comes in with them that they're so hard on themselves, and they have these this high bar, and they also have this avoidance of if they feel they're going to fail, they will bail. Ooh, that's like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. But it is, they feel like if they're going to fail at something or if they're failing at something, they'll bail because they don't want to be the one that is broken up with, that they don't want to be the one that is abandoned and left behind because they've got a lot of that from their earlier childhood coming in there. Let me see what all this stuff is here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So they've got, like I said, if those 2 fives weren't enough, then they got the 5 of swords too. So they've got a lot of mental conflict going on, a lot of deceit with the 7 of air here. That they have a lot of their own mindsets that have deceived them and stolen from them. But there's also this deceit that flows out into the outside world too. Like they've been lying to themselves, they might have been lying to you, but I feel like there's this change, this conflict that they are just ready. All these fives, they're ready for change, change, change. See what else is going on here with them here. Yeah. Look, they've got the high priestess too, which is them stepping back into their high priestess temple to reflect on a lot of things. And I feel like they did reflect on quite a bit because we've got the nine of swords and the nine of cups. The combination of these two is that they had a lot of fears around what wish fulfillment would mean. And they had a lot of rules around supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, that I feel just really they were unsure of what they wanted in this hermit's journey. I feel like when they've stepped away in this high priestess temple, that they've just decided they want new things and different things for their life. Um, but it's all based on this, all of this stuff that's just bubbling under the surface. They're running on autopilot, and there's a lot of programs that are running underneath the surface that are just taking them off in these uh, fun places because they've got the Leo energy too, which is childlike energy, but it's about the inner child. And so the inner child is in control, which we don't necessarily want a little 2-year old, like we were just talking about a little earlier, a little 2-year old and their pet hissy cat, the one that's making, decisions in their life. So I just feel like they are just doing what they normally do, which is run um, and leave situations that they feel they're going to fail at. And that's what's coming in with that, Aprilia. I just feel like they're just like, no, I can't chance it anymore because they just feel like they can't give you what they think your wish fulfillment is. So that's what's coming in with that one. And I do see you made another donation. Rue is in between, so I will come back for your second one there, Aprilia. And Rue, thank you for your donation. Let me scroll up here. If you have not asked your question yet, pop it down below. I'm just going to scroll here and see. I don't remember if I saw your name further up here. No, I don't see it there. Oh, thank you, Rue. Okay, there you go. So, is dating V going to cause obstacle for your career for now? To not date for a year? Wow. How dare they? Let me just shuffle these up real quick here. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Is it going to impact it? And then they want that one too. And these, that one and that one. Okay. Okay. So I don't feel like it's that it would be an obstacle here. We've got the messenger of air, which is the knight of swords. So it is about this pursuit of seeing things from a higher perspective and, this flow of knowledge and cutting away fears a lot here, which I'll show you more here that come out in the more cards. But the magician is that you hold your power and that wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands for your life. You're the manifester of your life. So it wouldn't cause obstacles. Now, there is a slow moving card that comes in here, which I'll jump to just real quick, because there is the Hanged Man, which is slowness, pause, transformation. So I feel like dating is, okay, but not, allow it to move and allow it to, take its time. Don't, jump into, like beyond that, I feel like there's this changing that's coming in here about with a relationship in your life. It's like the transformation of a caterpillar to a butterfly. It's just, allow the transformation, allow these changes to happen, because you do have the 10 of air, which when we talked about, we've got this messenger of air, the knight of air, who's on the quest for um, the ace of swords, which allows you to cut away these. The 10 of swords, usually it has someone who's down here with all these swords stuck in their back because they're exhausted from trying to live up to everyone's expectations, all those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. And the messenger of air here shows that, the 10 is endings and beginnings. You're like, you know what, I'm tired of trying to live up to all those things. I'm going to decide what I want to do. And I'm not going to, allow my life to be consumed with trying to please everyone else, if that makes sense. And I like it because you also have the two of air that comes in, which is close in your eyes and open your heart and allow, not just making decisions from your brain, but allow your heart to have that here too. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which also is about abundance, new abundance in the outside world. So, with asking if is it gonna impact your career? No. And, when an astrologer, the whole thing about astrology is it's like tarot cards. It all has to do with interpretation, and some people um, aren't using their intuition around things. They're going off of their own fears, and they're going off of things because astrology is about ranges. It's so you have a low experience and a high experience. Every one of our, like every sign in the zodiac has a low expression of a sign and a high expression of a sign. So there's this, sometimes people will interpret things on a chart and tell people, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and da 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 and da da da. But we are the ones that hold the energy. We're the ones that, if we're focusing, like if I focus on my fears, my energy is telling the universe that I enjoy fearing these things. Can you make me fear it more? If I feel like I'm going to miss something in my life, I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy missing things. Can you make me miss more? Or I hate these things in my life. This is what the magician card tells us, is that we're the manifestors of everything in our life. And if I focus on what I'm grateful for in my life, I'm telling the universe, I enjoy being grateful for things. Can you bring more in? Also, the when we focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, we bring in more of that. So, you know, sometimes tarot readers and astrologers will put fear, focus on fear, fear, fear. And what does that do? It brings the very thing we're fearing into our lives, right? But when we focus on our power that we have over our life, we don't look at it so much that life is happening to us. We realize life is happening for us, and you're able to move forward movements, right? So, when the hanged man comes in, there's times when things go slow. We have cards that are slow, and that's when it's happening for us, because we don't want to, with all those fears, we don't want to keep doing what we did before and get what we've always gotten. When we're focusing on lower vibrational energies, we draw in lower vibrational experiences. But when things are going slow and not moving fast, that's good, because that's spirit saying, we're giving you time to raise your love vibration so you'll draw in higher vibrational people and experiences instead of the low. So hopefully that makes sense coming in their room, but I don't feel I don't have any, like, them saying, "No, don't do it." They're like, "Just take it slow and focus in on yourself, letting go of these fears of supposed to, shoulds, and need tos. Release yourself from so much of these opinions and allow yourself to close your eyes and open your heart and pursue that." So that's what's coming in, and many blessings to you. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked too. It feels more free. It feels more empowering, right? Than I'm controlled by the stars, and it's like, am I in a astrological, are the planets keeping me in a prison where I can't do what I want? They're like, no, they assist us, but you know, remember who we are. We are powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love. The planets are the soup that make us up and influence the environment, but we still are super powerful. So, all right. Again, thank you so much for your donation. All right, Aprilia, thank you for your extra donations here. We will dive in here. All right, very good. You're very welcome. All right, so let me take a sip here and we'll dive into your career one first. And so, how does, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so how does Katie feel and think about you currently? Can you trust her? She's a Pisces. All right. Not that you don't trust her because she's a Pisces. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we've there's a lot here with this individual here. When anyone asks, "Can I trust a human?" I'm like, "No, you can't." That's the answer. No. Because when a human goes into fight or flight mode, what do? We go into self-survival mode. I will pull the rug out from underneath you. I will, when our human goes into fear, the logical, compassionate, loving person is out in that little 2-year-old with the pet cats in charge, and they will fight and claw to get what they want to feel safe and in control again. So, can we trust a human? I wouldn't trust humans with much because they can't help it. When they go into fear mode, they are not there anymore. They are, in this this place in their head, that you know. So, and that's what we have. We have the Hermit card and we have the 6 of Earth. The 6 of Pentacles is this energy of feeling we have to overgive. And there's a lot of this that's below the surface here. Um, we've got the 7 of Earth that tells us patience, wait till you see the fruit. Because there's a lot of fears bubbling around. Again, like I said, when someone has a lot of fears, they will show the character of who they are, um, you know, how they're gonna respond when they're in fear. So you can be like, I don't know about that." There's like this holding pattern here, and the Hermit card is this kind of stepping away and being independent by yourself there. And again, we've got, let me just bring these 3 in together here because we've also got the 9 of Pentacles with you being, um, you know, this being independent and to yourself because we got the 3, the fear of disappointment, the fear of rejection. That's the 3 of air is like the heart that normally has 3 swords in it, and the messenger of air about pursuit of seeing things from a higher perspective. I feel like there's energy to um, be seen, some new knowledge to be seen, some new ways of looking at things. So, um, I feel like I feel like there's this, I don't know, there's just this hesitancy that's represented here. And, we have this here, the 7, the Chariot card is that you have the power of choice in each moment, right? You get to decide the story, you get to decide the emotion, you get to decide the energy, you get to decide your actions. This is you in your power, right? So, when it comes down to this about trusting someone else, that's what it comes down to. It's like, can I trust people? No, not 100% because they go into fear. But with our power of choice card is I get to trust people with what I want to trust them with, knowing that ultimately I'm the one that chooses the story that I put around my interactions with everyone, and that I am the one that has this um, you know, power of I'm going to choose what emotion, I'm going to choose what I'm going to do next, da, 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 right? So I feel like that's an important awareness that's coming in here with your interaction with anyone. I feel like they're taking an opportunity to kind of say, you know, humans have a lot of baggage, a lot of, stuff that's going on underneath the surface that's there. And sorry, I thought I heard fireworks outside. But, and I'm so sorry, I just wanna check on something here. Okay. Weird noises outside, I just wanna make sure it wasn't my host saying something. So yeah. So, it just feels like, trust who you will, but just know that, everyone has stuff going on underneath the surface that will cause them when they feel unsafe and out of control. We do stupid stuff. When we're in fear, humans do stupid stuff because we're out of our brain. So, just be aware of if you see someone who has a lot of fear, one, like you said, it could be our fear being mirrored, but if you see them reacting in different ways, then then you know. But I feel with all those cards, there's a lot of fear going on there, and I just feel like just be aware of what you're trusting them with, and what's coming through there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like I said, just be aware of what's going on there, and hang in there. I don't know. Let's see what these other things are here too. I'm sorry. I just need to double check something here. Okay. And then, so you wanted to know, does Sarah love you? Will she communicate? What will she say? You just want forgiveness and a new beginning. Yeah. I mean, so you're answering your question. So you guess you can't trust her. You can trust her to an extent, but if you don't, that's why I say if you don't want your business out there, tell no one because um people people will share stuff, it's just it's what happens, if you're prepared for it and you just need a sounding board, then you let them know, right? Or if you don't want people who gossip, then that's a counselor who is under law that they're not supposed to share things, right? With threat of perjury, or penalty and losing their license, at least that's the way it is in the United States. But yeah, so hang in there, Aprilia. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's dive into Sarah here. And thank you for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So, will there be communication? Okay. So, when we're asking, does she love you? Of course, there is a love there for you. We've got the Four of Water, which normally has three cups and then one other cup being offered. I feel like they, you are someone that they love, and they have this, you know, I feel like they are looking for a different love, which we all are. When we're looking, the love we're looking for is really inside of us. And when we look for on the outside world, we are sorely disappointed because people can't give us the love that we're looking for, which is eternal, unconditional love. Humans can usually only give us conditional love, right? There's always like, well, I will love you if until you hurt me, until you do something, right? Um, but so I feel like there is love there for you, but she right now the queen of earth is mother nature, mother nurture. So she's loving and trying to love herself and nurture herself. And the king of she has both the queen and the king, the divine masculine and feminine coming in here. So they really are standing up for themselves in the outside world and trying to nurture themselves too. So there is like this, they do love you. They have a love for you, but the love they're looking for, they're trying to nurture themselves and focus in on themselves right now. I don't feel like there will be communication here because we've got the Empress, which is new birth, new desire, new sensuality, new moving forward. And I feel like they are trying to create this newness. And I feel like they felt like they have to cut it off in order for them to move forward here. And I know that's hard to hear, but um, no buts. I know that's hard to hear. Forgiveness, you can have it, but you have to give it to yourself. The 10 of water, endings and new beginnings. This is you giving yourself forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and a new beginning. You don't have to communicate with the person to forgive yourself and forgive someone else. You've got the king and the queen of here, and I feel like this is you. Um, with your balancing of divine masculine and feminine energies around fire and movement and passion and drive and moving forward and realizing um, a lot of the I almost want to say that you'll realize at some point in your life that there's nothing to forgive. All of these failures that we feel we have, or the disappointments and like other people have in us and we in them, are because we were taught these supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, and musts. But if two people were born on another planet, you know, where they had none of the rules of society, would we even think a quarter, a tiny little piece of everything that we're taught here? Probably not, you know, because in the scheme of things, the unconditional love is the answer to every question, well, aren't we supposed to be this? Aren't we supposed to be that? Isn't this how things are should unfold? Isn't this the way things must be? We're given so many rules in our head about all those things, right? And I just feel like there's this freedom that comes from this, and this realizing, that we don't have to be a vessel of pain for someone else's actions or non-actions or words and non-words, or our actions and non-actions and our words and non-words. When we realize, when we have a thought, I love Byron Katie. If you ever have a chance to check her out, that's Byron and then Katie. She has a YouTube channel. She has a website, The Work, just TheWork.com, which has this wonderful awareness and these changes. And, there is this awareness that comes around that um, when we have what the way what she says, which makes so much sense, is when we believe a certain way, we have no choice but to act a certain way. And when we change our belief and we realize it, then we act differently and we change. But everyone is that way. When we have certain thoughts, we have no other way to act upon that. So that is what, is um, coming in there with that. So, you know, if you feel if that resonates, check out her work because it is so freeing there. Right, and then we'll go to your next question. Lalima, no, I have not gotten to yours yet. I have a lot of donations at the moment, so may not get to the free readings for a while. Uh, so hang in there. All right, and then Aprilia, we'll look at your last question here. And so, should you contact her, tell her what you want, and mail another letter today? Let's take a look here. And of course, there's no shoulds in the spirit world, but we'll ask them their advice. What is for your highest experience? Is your highest experience to contact and do these things? And what other advice they have? And I also would like to pull a an oracle card for you. So if you'd like to choose between 1 and 5, Aprilia, I'd like to pull that too. Yeah. With the 8 of Cups, this tells me, no, it's not in your highest experience to contact her. The 8 of Cups is about leaving behind emotions and individuals that no longer serve. And it's time to move forward. If they're not responding, you've done what you can do. So now it's time to step forward here. We've got the 6 of Earth. So the 6 of Pentacles coming up here. There is something with the 6 of Pentacles about, again, like overgiving and some inner child transformation that can happen for you. If you check out my Take 10 with Zen, um, it's episode 4 and 5 talk about fate, and it does talk about the 6 of Pentacles in there, and it's an important transformational thing. They bring it through a lot on the channel because in our current day and age, we have a lot of this out of balance giving and receiving energy, which can help you for the future. But I feel like they're saying here it's time to move forward and to allow that to release it, and it's okay to move forward here. You, of course, are at the 2 of Swords at this pinnacle point here of decision making. This talks about closing our eyes and opening our heart and not thinking so much from the brain of the supposed tos and the shoulds and our fears and all of those things, and open our high heart, our true heart, on in making decisions, right? But with all of these cards that came in, it just feels like they're on this their own journey, and there's nothing you can do to change them. They have to go through what they're going through and deciding what they're deciding. But it's time for you to be able to head forward. And number 5 is the Ask Your Guides Oracle. So let's take a look here. I know this is raw and it's definitely a one of the most challenging things. So my heart goes out to you. I know I've been through it a lot. Wow. Okay. So we've got the denial card here, master number 22. Divine helpers, though. And let's see what they bring in here for you. Yeah, and this is about confusion, distortion, compromise. See if I can get my light here. It says, your divine helpers are here to help you take off your blinders and more honestly assess the difficulties in your intimate relationships. Although you'd prefer to believe that ignorance is bliss, the truth is that denial is not a river in Egypt, nor is it a genuine form of protection against unhappiness. Your guides gently ask you to summon the courage to honestly admit the real problems that exist in your relationships. As difficult as they may be, till you do so, there's no chance that these shadows will ever heal. So, for example, admit when your wife isn't just tipsy, but rather is drunk, as she can be on many nights. Or admit, at least to yourself, that when your son says he can't find a job, it's because he isn't looking that hard. Or that when your partner says he must work late every single night for months, that an affair or other digression is likely. Most important, admit what you might be hiding from your loved ones. Acknowledge your fears, your addictions, your excuses, and failures honestly and with compassion. Realize that what your mind blots out, your heart knows, and so does everyone else. In other words, when you're in denial, you're only kidding yourself. So, what your mind blots out, your heart knows, like that Two of Swords. Close your eyes and open your heart to clearly see. Your divine helpers want you to acknowledge these unpleasant realities because until you do, you'll be stuck with them. Not every unpleasant reality needs to be challenged or changed, however. Sometimes it's best to compromise or let things be. If your partner is generally sloppy, for example, but is otherwise a gem, let it go. However, if your partner is in serious trouble or vice versa, you're only harming yourself and others and perpetuating the problem by denying it. So, your divine helper's message: take off the blinders and be open to the truth about others and yourself. Only then can you learn and grow from past problems. Pretty powerful. Wow. But that's what they have there for you, Aprilia. Hopefully, those things help. I know it's very, like I said, it's very raw, and it's one of the most challenging situations, when it comes to the heart, because it can feel so painful. But when we realize the pain that we're feeling is fear, do what you can to step out of fear. Take deep breaths so you can see things clearly, like it said. Um, so hang in there. Sending you much, much love, and um, I just wish you the best. So much, much love to you. Again, thank you for your donations too. All right. And James, thank you for your donation. And so you ordered flowers for Patty to be delivered to her tomorrow for her birthday. All right. But she left an anonymous note attached. Will she call you after getting it? All right. Let's take a look here and see. Just going to refresh the cards here. You're welcome, Erpilia. I still remember the first time I felt that pain in my heart of heartbreak. I thought I was gonna die. And then eventually when I thought I'll never find love again, and then I found it. And then I thought the second time when it didn't work out, I'll never find love again, and then it didn't work out. And then the fourth time I was like, I'll probably find love again, and I did. And then the fourth time when it and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna find love again. And I so hang in there, you know. I definitely get you. All right. So, James, interesting cards coming in here. I feel like with the Seven of Fire, the Seven of Wands, and the Strength card here, I feel like with this combination, it's interesting. It just feels like, um, with it being their birthday, they feel like they're up on this hill and they're getting all this attention. And I feel like they they'll eventually call you. I don't know if they'll call you like right after they get the flowers, because I feel like they're so busy, and I feel like here with the Devil card and the Eight of Earth, this is a lot. This is like the work card. I feel like they got a lot of stuff going on there in their life, and I don't feel like, I don't know if you're sending it to them at work or at home, but I feel like they just have a lot of stuff going on at work, and then all this stuff. they just got a lot going on. Uh, but I feel like they will with these 2 eights is the flow. So I feel like they will, but I just feel like they've got so much happening on their birthday, going out after their birthday. They got all this stuff that I feel like they won't even um I don't know, depending on where you're sending them, it just feels like they might, yeah. Yeah, we have the King of Earth, so it ends up being this is like abundance and fullness. So I feel like they will, but I feel like there's a delay in how long it takes them to, not like weeks or whatever. I feel like maybe the next day. Um, Let me just take a look here. Yeah, yeah. So I feel they will call you. This is not the call card, but in this particular deck, they call it the call. Just the three of air is the disappointment. It's like they don't call you when you were expecting them to. It just is like a little bit of a delay there. But I definitely feel like it is here with that King of Pentacles. They gave me all these other ones. I'm like, gosh, they have a lot going on, which, if you think about a birthday, I feel like they're pretty popular among their workmates and family and friends, and so there's like they have a day planned for them, with it all, and it's tomorrow, right, a Friday night, so it's like I feel like they will, um, it'll click with them with when everyone leaves on Saturday. I feel like you'll get like a call on Saturday or Sunday. It just feels like they have so much going on, if that makes sense. So that is what is coming in there for you, James. I feel like I want to do another card for you, though. I want to pick a oracle card for you. So, if you want, choose between 1 and 5, and we'll pull an oracle card for you too, just around the whole your relationship and with Patty or whatever else would come through. Let me take another sip here. You might be catching up on your thing here. Let me just see where we're at here. Okay. Right, and we do have a ton of free readings left yet, so I'm going to try to get through as many free readings as I can this evening too. So thank you guys so much for your patience as I do work through the donations, and thank you guys for all your donations. It's because of you that I'm able to not work a full-time job and be exhausted where I wouldn't be on hardly ever, because it's hard, as you guys know, to work a full-time job, do everything else, and then also be on a whole bunch. So thank you guys so much for your donations, and it allows me to offer free readings too. So thank you guys. All right, thank you, James. And you have the spirit animal oracle. So let's see what the spirit animals want you to know here. All right, we came flying out. Oh, I love it. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. Card number 41. I like it. So it says, in the darkness of the night, Nightingale spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, and the illumination song of the Nightingale spirit calls you to a new level of self awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the nightingale song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. I like it. All that talking about You might even give a call in the middle of the night with the nightingale or early the next morning. But I feel because it said all about tomorrow's light, I feel like you will get a call the next day. But I like it that they're reinforcing that love is all around you. So you can trust in that. So I like it for you. So many blessings, James. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And we left off with Shri. So Shri, you wanted a general reading. And since I'm coming up on 2 hours, I'm going to go to one card readings for the free readings just to try to get as many messages out as we can for you guys. Let me just reshuffle these here. So Shri, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Well, they evidently wanted to give you 2 cards. So the next one will start with 1. Unless Spirit, insists. But you do have here a lot of thinking here. You have the Page of Air, which is new thought, new belief, new mindset, new ways of looking at things. And so this is looking at things from a higher perspective, while also with the 2 of Air, this is like close your eyes and open your heart. So you might be in your mind a lot. You might be have a lot on your mind, might be overthinking some things, but this is about freeing yourself from some fears, closing your eyes and closing off your mind. Open your heart. So kind of this message of you might have a lot of just supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos, a lot of fears around failing or rejection or losing conditional love. And there's this clearing away from things. It's like really try to take a lot of deep breaths and get away from it all. If you can get out into nature, do that too, whatever it takes to just try to get away from the chaos and all the thinking so that you can connect with your heart. Because in doing that, calmness will come and you'll be able to see things more clearly as well. So that is what is coming in for you there, Shri. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Daisy, you will be my next one coming up here. All right. So, Daisy, should you be worried about applying always? You should always be worried, Daisy, always. So let's take a look here. Um, what does Spirit want you to know around this counseling graduate program after you graduate? You had a Zoom meeting today about the application process and it made you freeze up. Okay. Yeah. So, Queen of Water, calm down. The Queen of Water, she rolls over emotion. She's also given a second portion of water, which makes her the master of emotion. Dive deep, trust your gut, trust your emotion. But this really is diving deep. It's like the high priestess getting into the core of what's going on below there. Because, you know, um, it's interesting because when we feel unsafe and out of control, which down here below the surface is where your inner child is at. When they feel unsafe and out of control, they go into fight or flight mode. And that's where worry comes from, where all the fears come from is I fear the future. I fear, I fear, I fear. And what does that do? It's interesting that you use the word freeze because it's truly fight or flight is fight, freeze, or flight, or fight, and freeze. There's 3 of them. I usually lump the freezing with the flight because it's really freezing kind of is us leaving and fleeing from our brain and we freeze up. But when it's like when you freeze up taking a test or an interview or everything, the root of it is fear. We're not there anymore. There's a little 2-year-old and that pet cat that's there staring into the camera. Meow, So with the Queen of Water, this is following your heart. Um, Follow your intuition, your gut, and also at the same time looking into what your fears are. What's going on below the surface? you know, uh, we all, of course, are taught to focus on our fears, our fears, our fears, our worries. And excuse me. So we have a lot of that. But, it's the more you look at the ones that are nagging you constantly, they're demanding your attention. It's your little inner child going, Daisy, 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 Daisy. I need to tell you about this uncomfortable fear I have about failing. And you're like, okay, well, where is this coming from? Come here, boo, 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 boo. And you pick up your little inner child and you allow them to share their emotions, right? This is the Queen of Water. Your little emotional inner child, allowing them to express themselves, find out what it is here. But um, you don't have to worry. If it's meant for you, what's meant for you will never pass you by. And if something doesn't work out, we know it's unfolding for us, not happening to us. But getting to the root of the fears that you have around all of this, that's important because there's a lot of fears, right? There's a lot of fears that keep coming up. And so getting to the root of them is important. Otherwise, they'll keep coming up and being reflected in your outside world. So something to think about, but that's what they have for you right now, Daisy. Yeah. Yeah, crying helps too. Get it out, let it flow, let it flow. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's what's happening. All right, so, many blessings to you, Daisy, and then up next, we have got Gori or Gari. You'd like an August month. What, does Spirit want you to know? So one thing that they want you to know about the month of August is, oh my god, the high priestess. So there is in the month of August this kind of nudge from spirit, not kind of a nudge from spirit to make sure you take time for you, step back into the high priestess temple, connect to the spirit world, look behind the scenes, do some inner work. It's important for you in this time in your life to, look through these things, spend that time in quietude to help balance and understand things. It allows you to really see the hidden and the unseen too. It allows you this clarity that can come in there for you. So August, they're saying, there is in an importance in the month to make sure you step away from things. Otherwise, you'll get so drawn into it, you can't see what is it? You can't see the forest for the trees. It's like you're in it, you can't see. You need to be able to look at things from a higher perspective to help you maneuver and navigate the maze of life that August brings you. So that's what they have for you, Gauri. So many blessings to you. All right. All right, and then Anya Ahuya, you will be my next free reading coming up, but I did have a donation come through. Thank you so much, Love1234, for your donation. Let's take a look here. Apologies. You don't have to apologize. All right. Ooh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. Just getting some clarification here. Sorry. It's got all quiet all of a sudden. What's happening? What's happening? Wow, okay. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Wow. Well, the first card that came out just kind of, wishing upon a star, balance, dreams come true here. So I don't feel like they do. I don't feel like that's the energy that they're at in their life right now. Um, we've got all of this, the messenger of air, the knight, that's the knight of swords. We've got the 10 of swords and the ace of swords. So all this about endings and beginnings, this new thought, thinking of things from a higher perspective, and they're in their head a lot around things, which is what we talked about too. But I don't feel like there's the struggle with any, of that that you're talking about there. Um, the last one, the interest in that, I just also, before I answer that one, we got the 10 of Wands. So they've got a lot of this. They're just tired of that old, maybe in the past, they might have like dated multiple people and did different things like that. But there's this, like they just got tired of doing all that old stuff. It just got old because it just felt so empty. Um, with all of that other stuff. They're just like, not that they would have cheated before. I just feel like they didn't commit before. They just dated a lot of people, sometimes dated several people at once. But they're just like, they thought, well, that's the thing to do, but now not here. Yeah. And even with that last one, we've got the 8 of Cups, which is leaving behind old emotions, and they head towards wish fulfillment, which is what we started off with. This is like one of the wishing upon a star wish fulfillment cards. And this is when they leave to go to wish fulfillment. So I just feel like they've changed so much in this. I feel like they're working through a lot of all this old stuff that's going on there. And um there's not like there's this energy of, it's like the energy of just letting things go, going, is this is this something that I really would want anymore? No, I don't. I just feel like they're doing a lot of these things, right? um yeah, you think so, but you just never know. You just never know. Could be a deal breaker until you meet the other person. No, I'm just kidding. I know how it is, because um I had this strong sense of how relationships were supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, and must be. But I learned a lot with X number 4 about life, and you know, about like, I learned a lot about what relationships, like everyone has different types of relationships. And as long as it's okay, as long as it's consenting, I just realized I met a lot of different people with different types of relationships through my fourth ex that I would never have met them before. And I'm just like, wait, so you're telling me that this is relationship you have? And it was just really eye opening. It just frees, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to share. Uh, I just say never, you just never know, but, I don't feel like they're in that anyway, so it doesn't matter, but, that's what's happening. Alright, so that's what they have for you, so many blessings to you. Farida, no, I have not gotten 2 years yet. Um, yeah, I'm still doing some donations. I got a few free readings, but, um, it's been a wonderful donation night, which I definitely appreciate because I like to eat. All right. You are very welcome. I am doing well, Crow's Nest. Thank you so much for your donation. Hope you're doing well. Anyone know Hugo's next actions towards you regarding love, love, love? Let's see what's going on with Hugo here. All right. He was scared. Yeah, I can see that here. Definitely scared. Yeah. Well, you got the high priestess, which makes sense that they pulled back and they're trying to see things, from a different perspective. And messenger of air, here's the knight of swords, the knight of the mind, that's going in here. And so they are back there, they're looking at things, they're analyzing things, they're, the little what is it, the little spinning thing? It's thinking, it's loading, it's thinking, which is okay, you know, because we've got the 3 of swords here, which represents the fears that they've shared, and they're going there. We had the 3 of water though too, which is, the hamster's tired. But the 3 of cups is joy and celebration, so they really enjoyed it. So they go back and forth here between joy and happiness, and one of the great things with the fears, and that has to do with, of course, past pain here. The 5 of cups, they had people where it felt it felt like it was gonna be wonderful, and then boom. I feel like the 3 of cups here, also is this message of what their fears are. Maybe the past relationships, there was a third person involved, like the other person ended up cheating on them, and they just broke their little heart, and their feelings, like it all does. That's why there's that song, "The first cut is the deepest," isn't it? It's like, oh my gosh. But they've got the 3 spilt cups that they're focusing on. They still have the 2 cups behind them, the "woe is me," but they have that passion too that's there beneath the surface. So, I do see here that, they haven't, like, gone from a 10 down to a 0. They went from 10 to 5, so they're still going back and forth in their head. They haven't, like, said, "No, never mind, get away from me, blah, blah, blah," uh, within them. They might have done it on the outside world, but on the inside, there's a lot still going on there. Let's see what their next actions are gonna be here. They wanted to give us the backstory, evidently, so let's take a look here. See what next actions and this is advice for you. So let's see what next actions are. Okay. Okay, well, I like those. Okay. So we have the magician, which is action. So I feel like there will be action. They will come back around. One of the things that they feel here with this, 7 of wands is it's like they feel like they stand out. Um, and they feel uncomfortable with that here too. So something that feel this energy that comes in here is, um I feel like you stand out and that you are, um it's almost like they fear everyone else that's around you. There's like all these flying fairies that are like your family or friends or whoever it is that are around you here. They're just like, boom, boom, boom. They're like, I don't know. Can I stand up to them? And, we have the magician energy that comes in here too. So yeah, yeah, that would make sense, that they feel they have to compete. That would be the 7 of wands, the feeling like they would have to defend um and I feel like they've had that happen before though too, where they stood up to defend, they turn around and then the person's with someone else. And they're like, "Seriously? I was, standing up being brave for you and you went behind my back with someone else," type of energy. Because the advice for you here, we've got the 4 of wands, which is balancing joy, celebration, letting go of fears. And so this is an opportunity for you too, with all this going on here, is to look at what are your fears around the situation? Because the 10 of air, 10 of swords is about being sick and tired of living up to everyone else's expectations, and can this joy come forward? So there might have been this energy that's coming in here about, here we've got this, um, maybe this energy of I'm trying to please everyone else too, and they pick up on that, and they're like, "Are you gonna leave me for them?" "Are you gonna choose them?" It goes back to that, competing. Well, I wanna compete, but if you're gonna choose someone else, I don't wanna compete if you're just gonna choose someone else. And I feel like with the 4 of fire here, the 4 of wands, this is this, um again, coming back to the joy celebration type of energy coming in here, is whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. And when we have a joy card, when they're giving you advice, a joy card next to a fear card, that's just showing us and telling us how we every moment is a choice between the two. And whatever we focus on, we're telling the universe, this is what I want more of. Um, so we've got this um, advice from spirit is like, if you focus on what you're missing, you're telling the universe, I really want to miss more. Can you bring more things for me to miss and draw out the missingness? Or if there's something I hate in my life, the universe, we're telling the universe, I really enjoy hating things. Can you bring more things to hate? Instead, if we focus on gratitude for what we do have in our life that we're grateful for, then we're telling the universe, I like being grateful for things. Can you bring me more things to be grateful for? Right. So I feel like that's the advice for them, is while you're waiting for them to figure out whatever's going on, what energy are you drawing in? Because if you are raising your love vibration, vibrating higher, that brings in things faster. If you're focusing on the lower vibration things, then that drags things out, right? Let's see. Let's take a look here. And that's a great question to I feel like spirits flipping the question back on yourself. Do you see yourself getting out of your own head and offering commitment to yourself? Ooh, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I do see it here. Hierophant is they find their capital T truce, what they're wanting. Ace of fire here, passion, and Fool card, letting go of the old things and moving on to a new adventure. So I do feel like they will eventually figure out what they are really wanting, their passion and ignition that happens. And the Fool's journey, though, is one that's free of a lot of expectations. It's like a little child that comes to the earth first before they're inundated with all the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, are what come in there. It's this freedom from that and this more going forward without that's like you said, offering commitment, but this is like they don't want commitment right off the bat. They want to be able to move forward without commitment at first. And I feel like they're saying allow that, because otherwise they feel caged and it's like they scamper back, and you're like, oh, darn it. I almost got the rabbit underneath the little, but so that's what's going on there. Yeah, exactly. All right. So that is what they have for you, Crow's Nest. So hang in there. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, little Lima, thank you for your donation. Yeah, exactly. They don't wanna go back into the cage, for sure. All right. Let me just expand this a little bit so I can see your questions here. No, Lalima, I didn't. If you had a free question, I haven't gotten to that one yet. So no, I did not get to that one. Um, so I'll do the PayPal ones here, and then we'll see what the other one was here too. No, lovely Lovey, I haven't gotten to yours yet. Raymond, if the super chat's not available at the bottom, then if you don't have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square, those are all linked in the top or in the description box of the video. So any of those 5 ways is how I'm able to accept donations currently. All right. All right. So Lalima, thank you for your donations. And so let's take a look here. So question 1, You want to understand that after the conflict and clear indication that things are not the same way in the situationship, is it right for you to be in touch on and off as a friend as supposedly he's having a rough patch after the conflict? Okay, great. Let's take a look here and see what does spirit wants you to know here. Is it in your highest? Is it in both of your highest experience? Um, to be in touch on and off as friends. So let's take a look here and see what spirit has to say for that. All right. Ah, very good. Dun dun dun. All right, Raymond. So you'll be up next here after Lalima. All right. So I see here, Lalima, there is this they're showing that there is both things that are coming in here. We've got the two of air, the two of swords is like being in this um pivotal type of place to make a decision, right? And the two of air says like close your eyes and open your heart, because in some ways it brings abundance and overflowing of the heart, and in some things it does bring up some feelings, some swords. This is how it impacts them. There is this it shows them of their own thoughts, their own beliefs, their own mindsets that deceive them, that cheat them out of things, right? So it is a mirror. You bring them joy, but you also bring them some nice friction that makes them have to work through things, right? So they're showing that there's always a mirror, there's always the opportunity to bring in both, but it's up to them how they choose, because you can't control how you are going to impact them. One moment they could be joyful about it, the next moment they can feel this way about it, right? So if it's a win for you, I feel like that you feel it is with the 6 of fire, the 6 of wands, which is like a victory. You're seen and uplifted and recognized. It's a good balanced energy. So I feel like you guys were brought into each other's life. You both show each other these things too, right? So that's a good mirror. So I feel like it's supported right now. Um, that you get to find out what you learned through the relationship or the situationship, because you're learning about your own putting boundaries, you're learning about any triggers that come up within you and any fears that come up, they're for you to work through, and that you can, see those things. So I feel positive about that um, there. So I feel like it is. That's what all our relationships, situationships, friendships, what any relationship of any kind with people is a mirror for us. So I feel like it is a it's not harmful. Is kind of I think what you were wanting to know, and I don't feel it is. And then your number two question is, okay, so you're sure with the incidences that took place, does he even feel guilty? Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you feel like it's a victory right now for you, right? But that's the thing, is that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, right? And if you fear being manipulated, then you get to learn through this situation anyway, right? So I feel like it teaches us. We always learn as we go through things, because what if you got manipulated again from them? You're like, "Oh, okay, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." There's no shame anyway. It's just like, "Okay, I'm learning. I'm learning my lesson. I get it, maybe third time's a charm." But you know, relationships are so beautiful in that we learn so much because if it's not with them, it will be with the next one. Trust me, I had like 5 relationships with basically almost the same person, just in someone else's body. So it's like the lesson is repeated until it is learned. The teachers show up showing you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. So it's positive. All right. But let's take a look here. You want to know if they feel guilty about what they did and if they will have karma. All right. They see things from a different perspective. They are in a process of transformation in their life. The Three of Wands, what happened here, it has brought some awareness where the Three of Wands allowed them to alter their course from where they would have been had they not met you. So you definitely, with you setting boundaries and speaking your truth and standing up for what you're wanting, it has taught them things. They have learned through it, which is great. And I like that. Guilty? I don't know if they feel guilty. Um, you know, when we look at, reaping what we're sowing and judgment and all that, I know when we wish people will get punished for the things that they've done, you know, when I when I did that with spirit and I go, "I hope they get what's coming to them." They go, "You realize there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Do you hope you get what's coming to you?" And I'm like, "Oh, nope, never mind," because we don't know, how we're impacting others. When we have certain beliefs in our head, we have no choice to act a certain way. And, you know, karma, I spirit really clarified karma with me that karma is not like a karmic debt, and karma is our curiosity that we want to see things from different perspectives, but it's more energetic. When let's say with them, they are in a lower vibrational fear place in their life, they're going to draw in fear experiences and fearful individuals and lower vibrational experiences, which is what you guys had together, right? But when they change and they grow and they raise their love vibration, they will no longer draw in the lower vibrational things. They'll draw in something else, as well as you. As you learn around, the reason why there was manipulation is there was fear. And when you learn to fear less and raise your vibration more, focusing on what you're grateful for, unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, we draw in different experiences. So when we realize that all of our relationships with people were pre arranged, we wanted people to come into our life to show us what we wanted to see. Like all 5 of my relationships, I have no ill feelings towards any of them, even those that went outside the relationship to show me how I was cheating on myself with them because I was looking for my worth from them instead of from myself. I look at them all as my teachers, and I thank them for showing me what I wanted to see about myself. So rather than wishing ill will or wishing that, well, I hope they get what's coming to them, I look at like, why did I want you to come into my life and do this for me? Rather than when we're in a victim role of this happened to me and they did this to me, we're in lower vibrational energy and we're going to continue to draw in lower vibrational experiences. But when we raise our love vibration and we're able to see that this individual performed this for me to reflect back to me what I wanted to see about myself, I move from victimhood to gratitude. And that changes my life. So I feel like this is what they want you to really understand and see so that you don't draw in those individuals over and over again, just in different bodies. Because I know how it is. All right, and let me see, what was your other question, real quick here? Let me just scroll down here. Since you donated, All right, and you'd asked about your in the future, you're gonna work in Dubai for an experience. How will it be emotionally and for a career? All right, let's just pull a couple cards here for you. Wow. So, wow, yeah, emotionally, there's gonna be a lot of fire, a lot of passion. I just feel like you're gonna be very, very busy. I feel like it's a very of course, it's a huge city, but I just feel like there's a lot of activity, with you there in Dubai. It's just like it's go, 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 go. So much to do, so much to see, so many people. It's very, 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 very busy for you. I like it though, career wise. You've got this 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance, fullness, very much success there for you. And the Three of Pentacles, though, it's about try staying true to your authentic you. Try not to get drawn off by, you know, trying not to have people, changing who you are to try to fit in with other people. This is all about staying true to your authentic you through the experience too. So I like that for you. And I think that was all that you had there. Yeah. Oh, no, it's a huge city. I mean, how many millions of people are there? So, yeah, you're in control though. So, I feel like you're so busy and there's so many things for you to do there, that you'll be fine. But it's very successful, very full. So I like that. I like that energy for you. All right. And that is what they have for you, Lilima. So thank you again so much for your donations and enjoy the journey. All right, Raymond, thank you so much for your donation and for your patience as well. All right. And you said here you'd like a reading for your career and your love life. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you never know. We do have individuals that come in to bump us to places or to draw us to places, and then psh, they're gone. All right. So let's take a look here. So let's take a look here first, Raymond, at your career. Since you asked that first, we'll look at that here. All right. So they want these three, and those two. And then let's pull cards here for love life. I have the cards in my hands here. Okay. What else? All right. So let's take a look here at career. All right. Well, I do like these coming in here for you. We have the two of fire, the two of wands here. And what the two of wands tells us is whatever we focus on is what grows and expands, right? So when we're looking at our career, if we're focusing on like what I feel is missing in my career, I tell the universe I enjoy missing these things in my career. Can you make me miss it more? Like promotion or raises or whatever. If I focusing on what not happening, then more of the not happens. Or if I hate this in my job, we're telling the universe, I really enjoy hating things about my job. Can you make that continue and bring even more things in that I hate? But on the other hand, if we focus on what we're grateful for in our job, in our career, then we're telling the universe, I enjoy being grateful for things about my job and career. Can you bring in more? And they're like, absolutely. It's like a little kid who goes into a bakery. You know how they have the glass counters and the donuts are in there, and the little kids pointing at the donut, the donut, the donut. And the baker goes, okay, and boxes up a dozen and gives it to the little kid, and the kid's just like, "Oh, these are gross. I hate these. Why are you giving me these?" And they're like, "Well, that's what you're pointing at." I'm like, "I was pointing at it because I hate it." And the baker goes, "I'll tell you what, if you point out what you love, I'll give you dozens of those instead." And so that's this awareness that comes in around career is focus in on what you're grateful for, and you'll see growth come in there. Because you have the page of air, which is the page of swords, which is new thought, new belief, new mindset, seeing things from a higher place. So there could be training possibilities. There could be new um, knowledge that you can learn. I don't know if they offer training or if you feel like you've been wanting to go back to get some certifications or something to do with education and learning and growth. Definitely is showing itself here. And you have the ton of water, which is this filling up and overflowing 10 of cups, feeling abundance emotionally in your job, a lot of happiness to come in here. So I do like this. It's very positive. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, yeah, I mean, definitely career is looking really, really good because you've got the 9 of water, 9 of cups, which is like wish fulfillment, dreams come true type of energy. And you have the ace of earth, the ace of pentacles, which represents abundance, but also new opportunities opening up in the outside world. So, with all of this, I feel like if you focus on gratitude, you're going to have a lot of opportunities open up. And especially if you were wanting to study something, higher education keeps coming up here, that it definitely would help with the situation there. Yeah. Well, all of this begins with the 2 of wands. So when you're focusing on the higher vibration and gratitude, that speeds things up. When we're focusing on the lower vibrational, that slows things down. So that's all within your hands, which is where you want it, not someone else's, right? And you do have these wonderful the 9 and 10 of water being September and October. So you definitely have this huge abundance, hugely, I feel September, October here. But I feel like it could be even sooner depending on your energies and where you invest those. So I like that. And let's take a look here at your romance, your relationships, right? Love life. Um, so I do see here with your love life, you do have the world card, which is ending of old cycles and beginning of new cycles coming in. So you do have this transformation that's coming into your world where you're leaving behind like some old beliefs, some old approaches, some old ways of doing things around love and relationship, which allows you this more open adventure into love than where it was before. And what I mean by that is like we've got the 5 of water, which normally there's 3 spilt cups, which means some disappointments in the past, but there's 2 cups behind, which allows us to realize that I get to choose what emotion I want to feel in each moment. And I feel like you're able to look at here with that world card just some old beliefs that were formulated around some old emotions, right? So if we had a heartbreak or, disappointments, our mind will take that one emotion and put all these rules around it. Like, I never want to feel that again. So it puts all this prison around our heart, and our heart is like, but I want to love, and like, you can, but very, very limited. And so there is this, you know, reflection I feel that's going on here where you're realizing, okay, you know what? I can release some of these expectations, these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos, because after that world card, that's the last card in the major arcana, you start the full card at 0, which is about this new adventure free of a lot of roles, right? You're allowed to have this adventure and explore and see and allow your heart to live and have this awe and wonder that comes in. And I like that for you. You do have the 2 of Pentacles, which is the balancing energy coming in here, allowing your outside world and your relationships to kind of go from out of balance to balanced. If you haven't checked out, I have a free series I started up, um, called Take 10 with Zen. I had it posted at the top. If you go to my main page, it's the series is at the top, the playlist. But if you look at both, they're only like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, some of them. But at least number four, number five, it talks about fate and how we can, what are the things of our consciously and unconsciously that affect the rate of things coming in or not. And I feel like it's an important to give you some important tools with that because you do have the nine of wands, which can represent like a forest field that's up that even though you might have wanted to move forward in like relationship, like consciously, I want love, but if you feel like love's been kept away, there's some subconscious stuff that it talks about in there. That can also be for abundance and for job and everything else. So I really encourage you to take a look at those too. Those are totally free too. Um, I feel like career is going to come first. Um, because all of that stuff is active and there's some stuff that's unfolding there. Love, there's some of this um there's just some programs running in there that are keeping some forest fields away. It's like the rate of giving and receiving is out of balance, and that's why that two of pentacles talks about some balancing that needs to be looked at in order to have this forest field drop to allow love in. So they, I feel like career will come first and then love, but if they can come in very close together. Again, it talks about the energies that you're investing and focusing on. But definitely check out that series. That's a free series, and number four and number five episodes in that Take 10 with Zen, I feel will really help you open up your energies and you're going to see some stuff happen. So that is what they have for you, Raymond. I like it for you. Yeah, absolutely. And if you have any questions on those, you can ask the questions in the comments, and I do reply to those as well. So, absolutely, you're very welcome, and thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that, Raymond. All right. So I think that was all my donations. And let me scooch back up here. All right, we'd left off for the free readings with Anya Ahuya. And I'm at 2.5 hours. So I'm going to cut it off at 3 hours. So I'll be on for about 23 more minutes. So if anyone hasn't, I haven't gotten to yours yet, and you do want to make sure I complete it in this session, like I said, a donation of any kind, I will prioritize those. Otherwise, I'm going to do one card readings and get through as many free as I can. So thank you guys so much. So Anya, will you be able to physically meet up with your friends tomorrow? All right, let's take a look here. The King of Water. So we do have balancing heart and mind. So I feel like you can, but I feel like you do definitely need to um, compromise, if that makes sense. Um, I feel like for example, what they're saying in my head here is like, I could if I go by myself and da 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 blah, 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 it's like it's going to be really hard to make something happen. But if you reach out to a friend and say, hey, can we go together? And then it is able to happen more easily. I feel like it's it's that kind of situation. Balance your heart and your mind. Don't be stubborn. If that makes sense. But I do feel like it's definitely a high possibility as long as you're able to compromise and do that. So that is what they have for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. All right. And up next, we got It's Me Amazing. And what may you know about yourself? All right. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we definitely have here. Got the Messenger of Air, Knight of Air, and the Hermit card came out too, which so I feel like this is a period of time here where you're really kind of withdrawn back and you're invited to kind of step back and see things from a higher perspective because I feel like there's so much more to you than you realize. And I feel like the more that you step back and look at yourself from this higher perspective, like looking through the eyes of the angels, looking through the eyes of the creator, mother and father, doing some sort of meditation where you see the mother father come before you, or angels or spirit beings, and you see through their eyes and you see who you are. I feel like it is an important time for you to see yourself differently from a higher perspective, from something outside of the human realm to something really from the higher realms. And you get to see the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that you really are. Um, and if you're interested, I know I'm like telling everyone about these series, but there's great information that's free on my main page. There's a free YouTube series called You Times Two, which is all about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience, and some great information there if that interests you. But I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know right now. It's me amazing. So many blessings to you. All right. Yeah, and actually, you're just a couple away here. You're actually next up here after Grace, double, triple, quadruple X. So you came back just in the nick of time. All right. So, Grace, you want to know, how does he see you? Let's take a look here. Wow, 9 of water. That's a great card. 9 of water is like a dream come true. So that's what we want someone to see when they look at us is, there's this diamond, it's this treasure. So they do see you as someone that could really make their heart feel full and overflowing. So I do like this. This is how they see you here. Now, I also feel, though, I know, just you're like, shut up, bruddaZEN. That's all I want to hear. La, 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 la. That's how he feels, that's how he sees you. If he can get out of his head, that's the difference. I feel like they're caught in their head, and they have fears, of course, and they're like, "I don't wanna lose this," but I feel like they're kind of, it's almost like they're in the Two of Swords, where they're in this going back and forth, like, "I don't know. Should I? I don't know. I don't know. I wanna leap forward, but I don't," and it's like their heart wants to leap, but their brain goes, "Nope, get back here." Right now anyways, their energy, but I feel like they will realize it'll click. But I feel like that's this energy that's there is like a dream come true. So I like that for you, Grace, and that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X, you are up next here, and you want to know what is coming in here. All right. Well, you have the Ace of Earth. We like that. That's Ace of Pentacles, abundance, new opportunities opening up in the outside world, and also this way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a new and powerful kind of upgraded way. So I like this energy that's coming in here for you. So I like that. That's what's coming in. So new opportunities, new abundance, new growth, this new feeling of wholeness that's coming in. So that is what they have for you. We are on kind of a lightning round doing just one card readings. And Farida, yeah, you're like, you're quite a ways down yet here. I feel like, what is that about? Maybe 16, 17, 18 people. So we'll see if we get there. I'm only going to be on for 17 more minutes though. So we'll try. All right. Wisdom words. Any blessings coming to you soon? Let's take a look here. Yeah, you have the Ace of Air, which Ace of Air is new communication coming in. So I do like this for you. There is and I don't know who it is. They're kind of being mysterious about it, but there is a significant communication that comes in, and I feel like maybe it's a few. I feel like it's um opportunity-wise communication is a blessing coming in soon, but also I feel it's like relationship-wise coming in so soon too. So I feel like it's a person that you haven't talked to in a while that's like this reconnection. I feel like it's a blessing because it comes out of the blue where it's not someone that you're expecting to hear from, but it's a nice conversation. I don't know if it's really romantic or if it's like a best friend or old cousin you haven't heard from in a long time, but they won't show me details on it right now. But they're like, yeah, you have these blessings coming in communication, communication. So keep your eyes open because it is a coming. So that is what they have for you right now. Wisdom words. So many blessings to you. Farida, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Because it's not fair to everyone else, so I'm glad you understand. Because it's like a lot of people come back to rewatch it, so if I jump ahead and skip over you wouldn't like it if I did that to you either, right? So, um, yeah, so hang in there. I will be the good news is that, might be good news, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I'm on twice a day, in the morning. Tomorrow I might be on a little earlier because I have to go to an appointment earlier. So I'll probably be on maybe around 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. But usually 11 a.m. Mountain Time in the morning on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then again 7 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night too. All right. So Pinky, guidance for you. All right. Well, you got the 10 of air. You are ready to let go of some expectations, right? 10 of air, 10 of swords is sick and tired of whatever situation it is that's coming up. There's a lot of rules, supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, must that surround it. And letting it go is what brings this freedom. It allows this ending and beginning. And it just takes away a lot of the fears, a lot of the urgency around whatever is happening because when we have a lot of we have a fear of failure, a fear of rejection, a fear of losing conditional love, whatever the fear is rooted in there, it's because we've been taught that something is supposed to be a certain way, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, but it doesn't need to be. We're the ones that get to decide it. And the fear we have is what will other people think if this thing doesn't happen the way it's supposed to. But it really shakes up our world when we realize, do I believe that everything unfolds for me or not? And if I don't believe it, then that's something to think about and look at. And we realize, everything that happens in my life does happen for me. I may not be able to see why in the moment, but I can trust the creator and I can release control, right? Because when we're trying to control something that's outside of our control, we feel out of control. But that's hopefully helps, Pinky. That's what's coming in there for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, very good. And of course, anyone that wants to make a donation to prioritize their reading can do that as well. And there's no set dollar amount. So whatever anyone is able to give, I will prioritize those and complete it in this session. So, all right, Christina Lowe. Hello, hello. Anything that you need to know about this weekend or this upcoming Wednesday? Well, you got the Four of Earth. Four of Earth is this feeling of stability in the outside world with the Four of Pentacles. There is something that comes in here too, though, that's a great one of the huge lessons in our lifetimes is that, we're taught to look outside of ourselves for those three pentacles for the definition of our worth. And when we do that, we feel unstable, right? Because all of those things, those three coins are unstable. Those three coins are relationships of any kind, situations like jobs, education, and things. And all of that stuff is unstable. People change, people walk away, people pass away. So relationships of like, whether it's romance or friend or family or business partners or schoolmates, whatever it may be, not stable. They will change, they will evolve, they will change things, right? Also, situations never stay the same, always changing. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, etc. And so we learn that the stuff of the outside world is unstable. And if we define our self worth by it, we're actually defining our self worth by the retail price. Retail price is what am I worth to the outside world, which is up and down and changing, depends on the person. You end up on the clearance rack, you end up being donated, and but when we turn inward and upward for our capital S self-worth, we find a foundation in the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. So it does change things. It does change how we perceive the world because we're looking for something that the outside world can't give us and it falls short all the time. But when we find what we're looking for on the inside, the outside world feels extra because it is. We are full up on the inside. What they're able to give us is just above and beyond extra. And we start looking at the world as abundance instead of falling short. So hopefully that helps with what's coming up here. But it is eye opening because it realizes the world can never give us the full 10-course meal with 2 desserts. That's only in here. The rest of the world is just a giant dessert bar giving us 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th dessert. It can't give us the meal because it's not designed that way. It's a dessert bar. So that's what they got for you, Christina. So many blessings to you. All right. And we are to Julia. Julia. Messages from your spirit guides. Absolutely. Let's see what they want you to know right now. We are just doing one card free readings here for the next 9 minutes. So any donations, like I said, made, I will prioritize those. So you have the 4 of air, the 4 of swords, peace of mind. Hallelujah, right? Well, the peace of mind comes in. They're usually sleeping on the ace of swords, and the 3 swords are stuck up on the wall, which represents us connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm. It allows us to see things from a different perspective and allows us to cut away those fears, those thoughts, those beliefs, those mindsets that no longer serve us, right? Well, it got really dark. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Um, so I feel like what your the messages from your spirit guides are when you feel um, you know, any of these lower vibrational energies, real you can ask yourself, what am I fearing? Because that is what we can release. That is what we can let go, right? We have the ace of swords, which connects us to the higher realms, allows us to see things from that place of unconditional love, but it also allows us to slice away at the fears. And the freedom comes with the more and the more and the more fears we drop. And the fears that want to be seen will be tagging us and tugging on our sleeve, going, "Hey, hey, 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 I need you to look at this." And you're like, "Okay, let's take a look at that fear. What am I really fearing?" So I like the freedom that comes in for you, Julia. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And Lily, you are up next here. So anything you need to know, let's take a look here. All right. So you have the 9 of air. So if you've been having any insomnia or nightmares or a lot on your mind, well, we know why, because the 9 of swords here. You have all these thoughts, a lot of stuff being triggered, a lot of stuff that your little inner child feels uncomfortable and unsafe around. And that's okay. We all go through it. We all experience it. It jumps into our lives from when we're very young. But I like the 9 because this is you're like this far away from being exhausted, trying to live up to all these expectations and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. There's this freedom that's about to come in here because when you hit the 10, it's like, I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. I'm tired. Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired trying to live up to everyone's expectations. Well, whatever it's a situation or an individual, whatever it is, could be your entire life. You're just like, I've had it. Why am I fearing, rejection? Why am I fearing losing conditional love? Why am I fearing failure? Who said that these are the things? We got all these popular opinions in our head telling us all these rules of supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. And None of it's true. It's all based on fear. And when we realize it, we have this freedom that comes in because you're able to see things from this place of unconditional love and freedom, and you're able to see things clearly instead. So I feel like whatever these fears that have been coming up, it's good to like if you can go and get out into nature, get away from all the chaos, take some deep breaths, you're able to see things in a clearer way as well. So that is what is coming in there for you. So many blessings to you. Hey guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Aisha. For new people coming in, I'm actually only going to be on for 5 more minutes for the free readings. Before everyone heads off, though, I will be back tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to go on a little earlier because I have to leave a little earlier. So I'll probably be on around 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time, and then on Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then also in the evening, each evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, I have a giveaway every week. Here is the link to the video for that. It'll tell you what I'm giving away, how you can get into the drawing, and any other giveaway news. So be sure to check that out. Also, if you weren't able to get a reading, free reading tonight, and I understand that not everyone's able to donate, but I do a pick a card reading every week. This week's was how can I transform my anger? But if you want messages tonight and you're not able to wait until tomorrow, definitely go check out the pick a card playlist. I have a playlist by um, like romance and abundance and career, different things like that. So you can find messages from spirit that way too. All of those are free as well. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube series of Take 10 with Zen, um, here in about what is it, almost 10 here. So in 2 hours, episode 6 will be out, but these are 10-minute videos or less talking about how to connect with spirit, how to connect to your higher power, understand more who you are. And I answer questions also from my subscribers. So be sure to check those out. Just wanted to get those in there before so everyone knows of all the free stuff that's available there. So that is what we have there. And also, I do have 50% off my Hedge of Peace and Love and also my personal reading. So if you're wanting a personal reading, all that information's in the description box of the video with the sale prices too. So they're pretty good right now. Extra good. I feel like they're reasonable before, but they're really reasonable now. All right. So Shirley, you'd like to know, are the veterinarians who lied on the documents trying to cause problems for you? No, we've got the messenger of water, the knight of cups. This is more emotional movement. I don't feel like they have anything out for you. I feel like this is just some stuff. Look at your little seahorse. A little seahorse named Destiny, right? This is just you know, um emotions that are flowing, and it's okay. Feel the emotions, but I don't feel like they're trying to cause problems for you. I just feel like there's a lot of emotions that are flowing around right now in a lot of people, but especially inside you because of your huge heart. So just try to if you can, get away from everything, get away into nature, get away just to breathe and calm and come to a a just a centered place. Okay. All right. And let's see where are we at here. Got a couple more minutes here. And I think, Joe, we already did. Yep, we already did yours. All right. So, spiritual love. So, the general reading for you. Let's see what spirit has here for you. Wow, you got the strength card coming in here. So, this is great. This is your higher self really inviting you into this beautiful relationship. We start off with just this feeling like we're alone in the human world, walking alone, right? But the higher self comes in here when we're at a desperate place in our life, right? where it's so hungry and not getting satisfaction in the outside world that our higher self, it's when we have this really huge enlightenment where we realize we're a spiritual being too, which is represented by the maiden. But you're entering the place, it's like phase 3. This is like master number 11, master number 22, but there's this joining together where rather than feeling like your higher self is supposed to destroy your shadow, it's actually our higher self comes and completes our shadow. We're able to walk hand in hand, or this case with a lion hand and paw, through life in a different way, feeling whole and complete. And the more we connect with that higher love, that upper love, the more we're able to see the world differently and walk through it differently, hand and paw. So I feel like it's a calling of your higher self taking to a whole new level, an upgrade in how you're walking through life together. And I like it. It feels very empowering. So that is what is coming through for you there, spiritual love. All right. And then lovely Lovey, you might be my last one coming in here. So, in the house, your question, may you have a reading on JK. He's sort of creeping you out lately. Well, the Emperor card came falling out of the deck here. And there is this there's this new Aries energy. This they're making decisions, they're moving forward. They're really um trying to kind of close off a lot of opinion. I feel like they just got inundated by a lot of people that were trying to take advantage of them. You know how like a new emperor, how everyone lies to him and tries manipulating them. I feel like they had a lot of that going on, but they're stepping into their power now, and they're like dismissing a lot of the advisors in their life, at least the advice in their life, and they're trying to make decisions for themselves. So they really got this uh, new this new emperor's got their groove back kind of feel, which of course they might overdo it in the beginning because they felt so manipulated and betrayed and by people that they are like over like maybe over reinforcing boundaries. It just feels like they're becoming a dictator a little bit, and then they'll back off and become a kind emperor, but I feel like they felt like they had to overcorrect in the beginning. So that's what's coming through there. Lovely Lovey. And that is going to be my last free reading for this evening. Sorry I didn't get to everyone here. I know I have to stop somewhere though, otherwise I'm going to be exhausted and burnt out. Talking about burying people on his farm. That's funny. That's funny. No, LA, I need to go. I've been on for 3 hours, so I appreciate um if we could wait on that one there. Because I have to be, but I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10:30. So thank you guys so much for all of your donations, all your love, all your support. I just am blown away by everyone's hunger for hearing from spirit and searching after spirit. So I shall return tomorrow. And then until then, though, please know that every second of every day of your guys' life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. Just imagine that, unconditionally loved by like the king and the queen of the kingdom. What else matters, right? But I do love you too, just as a side. But yeah. Tomorrow. Um, yeah, to everyone else, I will be back in the mornings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm here every night, Wednesday through Sunday night as well at 7 p.m. So I shall return. Hope to see you guys then. Until then, have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you, much love to you. You guys hang in there and you take care. We'll see you. Bye.